Happy Easter, everyone. Yes, it's that time of year again when we celebrate one of the oldest of Christian traditions, the blood sacrifice. Just as 2,000 years ago, God sent his Son to die for our sins because he didn't have the balls to do it himself, so Bush and Blair now send other people's sons to die for their sins for much the same reason. But this is not really a time for politics, is it? Because this is a very special week, as we know, because this week it's all about the Easter bunny being nailed to a hot cross bun so that he can come back and redeem mankind at some point in the future. It's often said of Jesus that he could have saved himself, but he chose not to. And if you read the Gospels, it's clear that he could have talked himself out of that crucifixion quite easily, but he was just too stubborn. The Romans didn't really want to kill him at all, but in the end they went along with it because he was being such a prick about it. The truth is, he couldn't wait to get up on that cross. In fact, I think that Christianity only exists because Jesus Christ just happened to be a masochist. I think he took one look at the hammer and the nails and he couldn't believe his luck. He thought, well, in 3 days I'll be in heaven, but until then I'm going to enjoy myself. Now, this, of course, is just a theory. I want to emphasize that because nobody knows what really happened. The Gospels themselves are not eyewitness accounts. The evangelists never made it to the crucifixion. Couldn't get tickets, I guess. Once they knew that Mel Gibson was coming, I'm sure everybody wanted to be there. And to be fair to him, he has made what is now probably the definitive movie on the Easter story, The Passion of the Christ, which when it first came out was subjected to quite a lot of criticism and abuse, mainly because it's a cynical piece of gratuitous trash aimed at simple-minded born-again plankton. And for this reason, though, it made a lot of money. So now some Hollywood studios get a panel of Christians to vet their movies before release just to make sure that they won't offend any ignorant born-again shit-kickers who might happen to be watching. The future looks bright for American culture, wouldn't you say? I wonder if years from now we'll look back and say, poor America, it could have saved itself, but it chose not to. As for Jesus himself, well, every day for the last 2,000 years he's been on the verge of coming back to redeem us all, but he hasn't actually shown up yet. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not a bit surprised. I mean, put yourself in his position. Would you come back if you were him? I wouldn't, but then I wouldn't have come in the first place, so I might be the wrong person to ask. The only thing that bothers me about all this is that when Jesus does arrive to dispense his particular brand of justice, he's only going to save the people who believe in him, and the rest of us, the non-believers, will be consigned to the eternal flames of hellfire. But where's the justice there? Whatever happened to do unto others as you would be done by? Or is that all being quietly forgotten now? And how ironic, too, that I am now being victimized as a non-believer. I'm being persecuted for my beliefs by Jesus Christ, the one person who you really would expect to know better. He could save me, but he's choosing not to. What a Judas! Still, on the other hand, nobody's perfect, so I'll forgive him. Well, why not? I'm in a good mood. It's Easter. Peace.